let's talk about like this 4-4 and this story of OJ. Let's break this all down.
Shout out to Hov, first of all. Went platinum in 5 days.
Yeah.
Most platinum albums ever. Shout out to that man. I mean, just a genius. I just had to give him that much respect because I feel like there's only certain people in hip hop that can still be relevant as an old person, and that's Snoop and that's Hov. I don't really know who else like niggas really like fully like just respect like besides because Snoop niggas but Dre is like rap. He don't want that no more. He's behind the scenes, but I feel like Snoop could go to a concert. He could have a concert right now in Brazil. It's gonna sell out. He could have a concert right now in Australia. It's gonna sell out. He could have a concert right now in Atlanta. It's gonna sell out. Like he's that relevant still. But yeah, man, that story of OJ, man, that whole album is just classic.
Let me start off by how the intro, like how Jay-Z. How Kill Jay-Z starts. Like first just song. The fact of the name of the song, he literally had to kill Jay-Z. Like his image of his old Jay-Z, his old self.
I can't be Jay-Z to be Sean.
Yeah. I can't be Jay-Z no more.
And the whole thing is deep about that is back in the day, if you remember all them blueprints, he used to really play off of being Jay-Z and Sean Carter. Yeah. Like he almost made it like they was two different people, like it was Batman or something. Like
the business side.
Yeah, like he had two different alter
Jay-Z
egos.
Was a dope man.
But now he basically saying like, nigga, that's not realistic. Like I can't do that life. I can't be Jay-Z and still be Sean and have a family and make business moves. When he said, nigga, I could have bought that when he's talking about that apartment, I could have bought it for $2 million, nigga.
And I didn't.
Now it's worth 28 million.
Yeah, he was like, how I feel, Dumbo.
Nigga.
Yeah.
That's just deep. Like, cause like he was saying, like, bro, I wish I could take about all them V12s I was buying. Like, I don't need that shit. Like, but if you go back to that Reasonable Doubt Hov, Politics as Usual Hov, he was saying like, nigga, what's the difference between a 5.0 and a 5.6? He was like, nigga, 30 grand cocksucker. Like, he was shitting on niggas like with that, like, I got this V12. Like, so I just think it was just amazing album for him to come back now, and it's like he's saying like, yo, I fucked up, I did this, it wasn't smart, and we looking at Hov like he the smartest businessman we done seen in the hip hop world. Like who's smarter than Hov in business besides? I mean, you can argue Diddy up there, but and Dre, you know.
But I don't necessarily think that he. I think the reason he did it was just because he was just saying like, look, like, I was leading y'all down the wrong path. Like, I'm more mature now where I can come out and tell y'all, like, why we throwing money in strip clubs?
We don't talk, we don't hold money up to our ear.
Yeah, like,
real money, that's a disconnect, my nigga.
Like, what he said, fuck living rich and to die broke. And that's what I be saying. Like,
financial freedom is my only hope.
Look, that's what I'm saying, and that's what we gotta buy stuff. We gotta. That's what he's saying. That's what he's.
And he was talking, and then I like what he said, comparing the African Americans to the Jewish community. Like, bro, you wonder why the Jewish community seems so affluent and why their money just seems so goddamn long, nigga, because they put money into their community. Like, that's exactly what we was talking about in the first few episodes. Like, it's crazy.
And let's explain this. We can go ahead and break it down because sometimes niggas is just
break it down. I just dissed you.
What Jay-Z said when he referenced the V12 inches, he was like, you're buying cars. Cars, when they come off the lot, they depreciate. They do not increase in value. Never. So it's just a bad investment. Versus buying a property for $2 million. Yeah, you gotta pay property tax. Yeah, you gotta do maintenance on the building, but you can also rent that building out while you doing all that stuff. So not only is that building making money for 20 years, in 20 years, it's quadrupled its value.
And another thing that it just did that he spoke about is it built your credit. Now your credit has just went up way more because property holds more value than a car will hold on your credit line. Yeah. So now you done just quadrupled your credit and you just made profit. And you got more money. So now what's even better than having money is credit. Because
credit gives you more money.
Yeah, that's
because now you can, like, whatever idea you have, your credit's good enough with a big amount of money,
funded.
And now, you got the collateral to fund, to back the loan.
We'll give you that bread.
They giving you that bread.
We'll give you that bread.
So now it's like I bought the property. He was like, take your drug money by the hood. That's how you rinse it.
Niggas is claiming a hood that they mama renting, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, your mom is renting her apartment and you claiming this hood like it's yours. Bro, you tripping.
You could literally take the money, buy a gas station on the hood, flip that, buy some more property, flip that, then from there, build your credit, get more money, and then just invest in something like a community
And one thing I say that I really loved about this album, because I always say, when niggas give you gems, you gotta drop them gems and let somebody else pick them up. And a lot of niggas, I feel like in the African American community, you know, my black kings, a lot of them, they stingy with their gems. When they get it, they don't want to let the homies, you know.
Yeah, they don't want to let nobody eat.
It could be this simple. A nigga could get a good job. He don't even want to tell you what's up or how to get on or how to get you a job. How to get you a job.
But nobody ever let them eat though.
But that's the thing. Like it's a
but you can't keep going in that circle.
Yeah, it's a cycle. It just repeats itself. It's very repetitive.
This is what it's like. It's like black people always, African American people always start off in the same position. We're trying to climb a mountain, right? And our parents climb a mountain for 60 years. They don't reach it to the top. And then now we got to start at the bottom and we got to climb that mountain. Realistically, we could just be climbing that mountain together and we would have already been at the top. And then when one person was at the top of the mountain, he could have helped pull another person up. And then two people could have helped pull up more people. And then you'd be pulling more people. And then it just turns into a cycle. It goes into a cycle. Like, we so busy, like, not building something to leave other people so other people can have a head start in life. What other communities do a good job in doing is investing in real estate and other things that give their children property. Like when Jay-Z said, I bought this painting for $2 million, and now like when I give it to my kids, it's probably gonna be like worth $80 million.
But he said he said in a few years it's went up to $8 million. So now when I pass it down to my children, like you said,
it's gonna be.
I can't wait to get that shit to my children.
Yeah, I can't wait to get that shit to my children. So that piece of property he bought is gonna be $80 million. So as long as they have that painting, that's 80 mil. So if they ever come up on bad times or like money just going, like you got assets, you got other things that your money sits in.
And that's what. And this is not. Now, let me break some knowledge on these niggas, because a lot of people don't understand what collateral is, and they get upset when they get denied for these loans or whatever. Debt to income ratios and things of that nature. Like, if you don't have no collateral, why would I give you money? Let's break it down into a street term. If nigga, you come into me asking for a front on a pack, you have no means to flip this pack.
Yeah.
You don't have no swerves. You don't even swerve shit. You never did. But you telling me you gonna give me this money back. Why would I trust you? Why would I give you this pack and have faith that my money gonna come back? Now let's reverse it. You got another person who's around people that flip packs all the time. He don't really flip them, but he need the money, and he got a lot of people he could flip to. I'm more comfortable to give him that pack because he got more collateral to offer. I just feel like that's the same thing when you go to a bank. By them children, they don't got no job, they don't got no degree, they don't got shit. By them even having something in their possession that they own that's worth $80 million, you know how much collateral that gives the bank?
Bro, they can get anything they want. Look, they can walk into the bank right now
with just the payment, with
no job, no nothing. They can be like, man, I think I want to buy a Lamborghini today. They be like, let me get that $1 million to buy a Lamborghini. They be like, well, how you gonna back it up? We need collateral on this loan. I got an $80 million. I got an $80 million bank.
I own a piece that is worth $80 million right now, U.S.
Oh, and I got homeowners insurance. So if it burn in the fire,
yeah, it goes up.
I got me a nice little chick.
It goes up. It goes up more.
That's crazy.
I got me a nice little chick.
Shout out to my renter's insurance though, because if a nigga come in and rob me, I got a $50,000.
And that's another thing that people need to understand is debt to income ratio. Like Tony said, a lot of people can have a lot of money, but they can also spend a lot of money, so they not making a lot of money. Like I work for a financial company right now, and my job is to give people loans. I check credit all day. I look at credit. So, what you need to do is like, if you got credit cards, if you got anything like that, like you need to just go ahead and pay them off. Like you just need to go ahead and get them out of the way, because you really can't be like just think about it. Like think about life with like just the normal bills that you need, just minus car note, minus credit card. You know what I mean? Just those two bills alone. How much extra money that is?
Of course.
You could. It would be so much easier for you to save half of that and half of that to spend.
See, but this is the fucked up part about credit though. When you close lines of credit, it's no longer building. So that's the fucked up part. The way the system works, you only build credit if you revolve it. So if your credit is keep moving, then you're building it. So,
but you don't want credit card credit.
But the thing what's deep about it is, your credit's only good if you have debt. You have to have debt.
You have to have debt.
You have to have some type of debt. But what happens is, I think people live way out of their means, and you got a lot of people that's making $20,000 a year, but live like they making $100,000.
Yeah, $20,000 a year, but your budget's $40,000 a year.
Yeah, your budget is not $40,000 a year, so
you're gonna be filing for bankruptcy.
Yeah, you're literally digging yourself in a hole.
12.
And I think a lot of people we make, especially black folks, we make a lot of decisions because we want to impress Mike and we want to impress Sherry over here instead of living in our means. Yeah. My girl's dad just told us a little dope thing. He was just reading this article about how statistically people that are living on government assistance spend it was like over 88% of their income on luxury items. Like what?
No, seriously, like
this
people
is real life.
Because I check credit for people who come in with things like that, and they'll come in and they'll be like, yeah, I want to borrow $800 for a vacation, and like I look at that budget and I be like, nigga, what? Like, your best way to build your credit is to get a loan or find a bill or somebody who reports to like Experian and Equifax every time you pay.
Look, this is what I tell people. Look, this is how I build my credit, and this is how I tell people to build their credit when you young. You ain't got shit. So go to whatever store you spend the most money at. Whatever store. Whether it be like Zara, Macy's, Bloomingdale's, whatever store that you spend a nice amount of money, get a charge card for their store. What's gonna happen is what you gotta do now. This is how you play the game on this one. Whatever you spend, pay it off. Pay it off immediately, because it ain't. And you spend little things. You don't go in there and purchase no $600 jacket. You go in there and purchase your white tees, your drawers, your socks. Little shit. You purchase that. You spend $12 on it. Charge it. Same day, you tell them I want to pay on this account. $12. Boom. What you're doing is you're acquiring debt while paying the debt immediately. So what it does on your account is it's just one. And now you got so many basically transactions on your account that you pay. It built your credit quick. But there's a lot of ways that you can build credit quick.
I would recommend another way. What I did, and I know other people aren't gonna be fortunate in this situation, was like I don't recommend getting a credit card, but when I moved off campus for school, I got a credit card. And then all I did was I just paid my rent with my credit card, and I just got my scholarship money, and then I paid my credit card.
See, but that's a totally different monster to play with, because I feel like a lot of people, especially if you don't have credit developed or you ain't never played with that yet, to go get a credit card, I think it fucks a lot of people's heads up, because look, they get that credit card and look,
I'm saying you use it for one purpose and one purpose only.
But look, first of all, everybody ain't that disciplined, and when you tell a motherfucker you got a $10,000 limit, you can spend $10,000.
But most people not gonna get $10,000. Like
right,
if you don't got no credit, you gonna get like $500. You gonna get like $800.
I mean, no. That's
what I'm saying. You gonna get like $800.
It just depends.
Like, to $1,000.
It just depends. Some people really could fuck around on their first swipe and get approved for $2,000. It really depends. I mean, I'm just saying though. I feel like when you give people like that type of opportunity, I don't know, especially first time people, I don't recommend the credit card thing, just because I feel like that's, especially like you. A lot of people don't have loads of income that they know are gonna come. They're living check to check. So for you, I might have this refund coming back from here, or I may have this coming back on this date that may be $3,200. A lot of people don't live like that. So I feel like that's not really a safe thing for somebody that's new to credit. I definitely recommend it after you done kind of felt. That's why I say the store cards. Like for me, I just got a Macy's card. I was like, man, my aunt worked at JCPenney's, and I had started working at Macy's, and I was seeing people get these credit cards, and they charging their accounts. But I'm like, shit, I'm going to get the one that I could reload, so I could literally, put money on it, or I could charge on it. So I was just doing that, buying shirts and socks, and I feel like it was safe, and I bought a car literally at 19, bro. Like, I didn't have no major jobs or nothing. I was 19, bro, I was working at a dealership, and I needed a car. I had my other car had just, got broke, and I had a little Kia Spectra, bro. And they ran my credit. I think at the time I had like a 640, nothing crazy, which is actually above average in America right now. But yeah. I had a 640. I was making $2,000 a month, nigga. I bought a brand new car, no cash down, paid for my insurance, got everything. Did it with not really. All I had on my credit was this charge. Like I really didn't have a lot. But I just feel like what happens is you got the meat and you got the potatoes. A lot of stuff that you get on your credit is potatoes. The real shit is the meat, like car loans, any type of bank loans, any type of property loans, any type of mortgages, things like that. That's what holds weight.
Yeah, that's what holds the weight. But
because you can have a 700 and it ain't shit.
But see, the reason why I did it in my situation was because, and that's why I said it's unique to my situation. Like I wouldn't recommend it to everybody. I just said in a certain situation, like this was the easy way to do it because like I had guaranteed income coming in every month. I was getting a check and I knew it was going towards this. Yeah. And
when I was in college, I did the same thing. I had I love that shit. Like when I had my refund coming at this date, and like my homeboy, I remember he bought a townhouse. And he would pay his rent in lumps. Like he would pay he'd get his check and he might drop $3,000 for 6 months or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like doing stuff like that. Like it is smart when you got those type of lump sums coming in. No, it is. But I just feel like a lot of people got to put more pressure on that credit though.
Yeah, but also like I guess a charge card would be a way to go to it. One way I think you should, one thing I think people should do is go to a credit union and start a relationship with a credit union. Because when you start buying or looking for a home or looking for a car loan or anything, credit unions are usually going to give you the best interest rate there that you can get.
Coming from an ex car salesman, I hate niggas that come with their credit union, bro, because that's how we make money. We make money on y'all, and I'm giving y'all a game because I ain't in the car business no more. But the car business makes money on you doing deals with them. When you go to a car dealership and you got your own bank and you got your own credit approval already for this amount of money and you already got your interest rate, nigga, we hate that shit because now we gotta do everything. Now we taking orders basically. Like we can't sell the car because y'all can buy this car anywhere. Y'all got a check basically. What they do is they have a check electronically for $30,000. Let's say $30,000 where you can spend up to $30,000. So they can get a car for $22,000, add a whole bunch of shit on it, and it's all covered in this 30. And then they just gonna pay their bank every month. They're not paying Nissan or Toyota or Lexus. They're paying their bank, and their bank is gonna of course give you a deal because you the homie. You been with them.
And Nissan or wherever you're working is getting money on that interest.
Yeah.
But this is where I go when I say what Jay-Z said about building credit. Like, to get a low interest rate at a good credit union, like, you have to have good credit. That's why most people aren't able to do that loan. That's why most people have to go through, the car dealership. Yeah, and the car dealership gonna give you.
And now look, this is how we fuck them though. So when you go to a car dealership, you ain't got your own bank and all of that. You're a normal person, whatever. We gonna run your credit. We gonna send you to everybody. We gonna send you to SunTrust, Fifth Third, Chase. Westlake, we gonna send you to Wells Fargo, Huntington, every bank that we can. So we might have 22 banks, because I done worked at places where they tell you like, come on down, nothing down, we can get you done, yada yada, guaranteed approvals, them type of places. They're sending niggas to everywhere and whatever bank give them a call and be like, so how much do they make a month? Whoever give you the call, that's who they gonna run with. And what happens is it fucks your credit because each one of them banks that they sent you to, they're pulling your credit. They're pulling your credit. They're pulling. That's why there's called hard pulls and you got soft pulls. A soft pull is one pull. That means that nobody else is gonna pull this.
That's what I do at my job. I do soft pulls.
Yeah, those are soft pulls. You're gonna get one inquiry. There's only gonna be one inquiry when you go check your credit. Niggas don't know what an inquiry is, so they don't know. But when somebody would come to me, because I would pull people's credit. So when you come to me, I get all your information, get your social. I can see who all pulled your credit in the last, 30 days or however much. And I see Mitsubishi, Lexus, Nissan, Ford. So I know you car shopping. So obviously your credit ain't good because you would have bought a car at one of these places. So now we know we can hit you with a high rate. Right. Because you need a car.
And that's why he said he don't like it from the bank. Because with the bank, you coming in there with the check. So they just getting the $30,000. They're not getting the $30,000 plus interest. They can't flip nothing.
And that's the thing. They can't flip anything. When a dealership makes their money on the back end. So when you go into, after you buy the car, you sign up, and you go into that office with that old fat white man, and you signing all them other papers, that's where they make the money. When he say, all right, well, you need to put some warranty on this car. We got a tire warranty. We got a blah, blah warranty. And then we got a gap insurance that is going to actually cover this.
Yeah, you gotta start a step. Like, one thing I want to do, or one thing I did, or just trying to do, is like, I got my car because I had to, and like, I didn't, I still had to co-sign because like, I had good credit, but like, I ain't never had nothing. I ain't had no meat.
That's what I'm saying. You can have a 720 credit score, no meat.
Yeah, but they could tell I paid, so like, they weren't, I didn't have to put that much down on my car.
And the thing is, this is another thing with that shit that I already know you about to kind of go, but depending on who you know, you could get shit in your own. He could have got the car in his own name, but wherever he was at, they didn't want to work that hard because anytime you go to a bank, because that's what the dealership is doing. They're the middleman. They're just taking your file and calling up the bank and saying, "Hey, I got this dude, and he has his cosigner on it." Two people on any loan is more likely to get approved, so it's less work. You could have got the deal done with you by yourself. You just don't want to work. But
yeah, most definitely. So I know I'm gonna have to pay a higher interest rate, but I bought a used car. And my grandma didn't want me paying for a super long time. Like, she kind of vetted me.
You ain't paying for that right now,
She kind of vetted me in it. So, like, I got...
So, what, she got you on a shorter term?
Yeah, it got me on a shorter term. Like, I be done with my 48? Car. Yeah, I got, like, a 3-year term. My car's gonna be done, like, next year sometime.
Yeah, it just made every payment higher. Because if you would stretch it out 60, 72, it would have lowered it.
So, once I get... So... One thing I was going to try to do was I was going to try to see if I could get a loan from a credit union and just, because it would have cut a lot of it off and just refinance it. That's what I was thinking about doing. And if you ever in a situation like, you should try to do that. But like I said, like you want to try to establish your credit because when you establish your credit, like you can literally just walk and grab money.
Yeah. That's why one thing I learned about, dealing with credit and dealing with people spending so much money, especially when I was at Lexus, because that's when I really got around people that was the CEOs, the presidents, they like the top at Delta, they running stuff. Mm-hmm. These people will be making, 900 G's a year. You know what I'm saying? Damn near $1 million a year. And they make, because I remember I had a dude say, I sold a car to a dude that was making $47,000 a month. I'm like, dang, what? I'm like, man, you buying a Lexus? Like, that's how I'm selling it to it, but I'm thinking like, damn, you about to buy a Lexus? But they ain't put no money. He didn't want to put no money down. He was adamant about that. Like, he really didn't want to put no money down. He just felt like it's a depreciating asset, so why would I put my liquid cash into it? Yeah. Which makes a lot of logical sense. And if you ever notice, any good businessman or business person is not owning no car. They want to lease cars because they don't have to worry about repairing them. They don't got to worry about keeping them. They can keep getting out of them, and they just pay a couple bucks a month. That's how they look at it, and they just keep building their credit.
Yeah, and niggas think you broke because you renting.
No, that's the smartest thing to do.
Go to any people are broke because they rent, but not necessarily.
That's the smartest thing to do. Go to any restaurant or company.